There is nothing like summertime in Belgrade lakes. From fishing to boating to swimming, people living at the lakes have a lot of perks.
Those perks got a little sweeter last month with the arrival of a visitor who kind of caused a sensation. But as News Center Maine's Jack Molmud shows us, a community celebration has now turned to sadness.
It's not hard to see why Belgrade Lakes is a prime destination for Maine's summer tourism.
Beautiful.
With endless fishing opportunities, wildlife at the tips of your fingers, and 2 lakes with water as clear as glass.
This is Girls Week.
Sherry, Christine, and Catherine, longtime friends, know just what makes the lakes area even more special.
And she was just by the dock, and she was just being Millie.
A local celebrity.
But she definitely had a home here in Belgrade.
A young moose enjoying the town of Belgrade for several weeks. Christine shot this video. The moose, named Millie by townspeople, was nowhere to be found when we showed up.
She was right over here between the boat and the lighthouse.
She wasn't even in her usual watering hole. This is because Millie is dead.
I cried my eyes out. Couldn't imagine that this beautiful creature was not here that we just saw.
Tourists and other Mainers mourning her loss.
Very sad, really is. I mean, she was just majestic. She was beautiful, yeah.
It was.
So we were so sad to hear that she was gone.
While seeing a moose in your backyard is a treat for many, an animal like that hanging around in this town is not typical behavior, according to officials, which could allude to some underlying health issues.
Usually what happens with these yearling moose is sometimes we find them in very unusual areas.
Game Warden Communications Director Mark Laddie says young Millie was probably on her own without her mom for the first time, at a high risk for brainworm and ticks.
The further south you go, the more likely they are to impact moose. That's why we don't see a lot of moose in this area of the state.
Laddie says Millie's death is still under investigation, leaving the community with more questions than answers. In Belgrade, Jack Molmud, News Center, Maine.
Facebook posts point to a boating accident that killed Millie, and neighbors say she liked to play in the marina. But game wardens tell us they saw no injury on Millie, pointing to a boating accident, but they said they have not ruled out any cause of death.